we have two formats, right? We have two date format, and one of the formats is a text because it is aligned to the left. So we don't want, we want to transform it into dates, just like this. These are date values, or at least number values, so they are aligned to the right. So the first thing I'll do is select this column, come to data, text to column, next 2 times, select dates because I want to format the column. I want to format the column. I'll check the format, the format I have for my valid dates, right? I'll check it. It is month, day, year format, which is already highlighted. If it is otherwise, I can select what applies here. Well, I'm selecting Monday year because that's what applies. And then I select finish. What this does is it configures, if this was not already, if these values that are aligned to the right were not already date values, it makes it date values, right? Now, I'll now come to this text value because remember the issue is that we have two formats, different date formats. And in Excel, like I said earlier on, Excel only goes with just one format. It recognizes only one format in a column. If you have more than one format, some of the formats will be rendered invalid and some will be valid because Excel can only recognize one format. Now, the in this case, this text value, we want to transform it into a date value. We create a helper column and we use the date function, which is date. This date function transforms any text value, any date value that is in a text format into a date value. Okay, so the format is fixed. It is a year, month, date, day format. So now we will use that left, right, and mid functions we learned about earlier on to extract the values we want. Remember, the left, right, mid functions extracts text values, right? It extracts text values, and these values are text values, right? Now, going by this fixed format within the date column, we have to respect the syntax, which is year before month and month before day. So we will first extract the value that represents a year, right? So, and the value that represents a year is at the left-hand side. So we have to now use the left. Double click, and then we select the text. We select the value. In this case, it is a cell reference. We select it. And we specify the number of characters to be removed, to be extracted from this text. And the year, if we count, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 characters. We enter it that way. Ibediam, are you following? Sorry, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. So now we have fulfilled this condition here. We have been able to extract the year from the left-hand side using the left function. The second is month, and month in this value, in this cell, is at the right-hand side, right? This is August, this is month. So we call on the right function because it's at the right, the month is at the right-hand side. We select the text again, comma, and the number of values from the right, which are 2. Remove 2 values, extract the 2 values from the right. We enter 2. We close the parentheses for right. And then lastly, the day. Day is at the middle. That's why we have to call on mid. So we say mid. We select the text. Mid is a little bit different because you have to specify the starting point of the value you want to, the starting position of the value you want to extract. So first you select the text, which I just did now, comma, the starting number, that is the position of the value you want to extract. So we want to extract 18. 18 is the day in this date. Then we count 1, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I counted the slash because the slash is a character too. So let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The starting point of the value we want to extract is 6. It is in position 6 in this value, in these values. So we impute 6. Then the number of character from starting point 6 that we want to extract is 2, right? And when we close our parentheses for mid, we will now close our parentheses for date, the date function. And when we enter, it gives us a date, a valid date format. Ibedian, are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand this mid?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, so let me proceed with the if. Now, for the if, why are we using the if? We are using the if because when we drag down, we get value error. Why? Because the date function only works for text values. It works to convert text values into dates. If it is already a date, it doesn't need to convert it. And when Excel sees that, Excel does not know how to act. Excel is flabbergasted, right? And Excel just says, well, let's just put an error there, because how can I turn a pancake into a pancake, right? So that's what's going on. That's why we are seeing error. So to make this column not have error, right? To avoid the errors, we have to make this column logical. And the good thing is we've learned about logical functions, right? And if is one of the logical functions, and that's why we're using if. If will specify a condition, and you would impute what the result it will give if that condition is true, or if the condition is false, you will specify the output it will give when the condition is false. So in this case, what we want to do, the logic about using if here is that we want to tell Excel that since you are flabbergasted when you see a date value using the date function, okay, when you come across a date, just leave it like that. Don't touch it. Now we have instructed Excel on what to do. But if you see a text value, you convert it to date. That is the logic. So let me rewrite our function, our formula. I will cut this out first. I'll be needing it. Now I say if is number, is number is a function we use to identify numbers, right? The results that if you use is number alone, if you just say is number and you put a value within the parentheses of is number, you will get true or false, right? It is a Boolean result you get. But since it is within the if function, you can use it logically, right? So if what this simply means is if this cell is a number, remember date is a number in Excel, understand that? So that's why we're using the if is number. So if this cell is a number, that's what this function up until this point means. This formula up until this point, that's what it means. So we say if it is a number, we close our parentheses for is number, comma. Now we specify the value to return if it is a number. Then we say return the value that was in the cell originally, right? If it is a number, return the value that was in the cell originally. That means if it comes to this point and it sees this as a number, it will return this exact value here. This exact value, to return it here. Else, which is if it is false, if it is not a number, if for instance it comes across this and it sees it as a text, it will calculate, it will change it to date using all of these functions we join together, right? It will change it to a date. And then we close our parentheses for if, that is our if parentheses, and we enter. Now, when we drag down, we see that our dates are consistent, and it has a uniform format, and there are no text values anymore. How do I know there are no text values? Because no date value here is left aligned. They're all aligned to the right. To even make sure of that, I can go further to configure it, to format it as a date, as a short date. Now, everything in this column is a date. Did I answer your question, Ibejan?
Yes, ma'am.